Hello everyone and welcome to CadoinkStudios. My name is Cadoink and this is a game between missed the little hotkey there, Sturminator and Jack. Now if any of you know anything music disabled, what? We want music enabled. If any of you know anything about my channel and about me, you know that Sturminator and Jack are two of my very good friends. Two very good StarCraft players in my opinion. They are in the Silver League, so they are of comparable skill, and I just love watching them play StarCraft and love playing StarCraft with them. So I'm super excited to see this game. So spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Antigua Shipyard, we have the Protoss player, the blue hero Sturminator. The Protoss player, and his opponent will be Jack the Red Terran, who is spawning in the top right position of Antigua Shipyard. Going to be doing some walling off action, while Sturminator scouts him right off the bat, just setting him up. He's going to have the lucky scout. He will see Jack's base and see what Jack is doing. Jack going down to put down a barracks at this time. In the meantime, Sturminator is getting ready to put down his gateway. Put down your gateway! Yeah, there's his gateway. We'll be able to start building some zealots and stalkers if anyone builds those anymore. People just skipping straight to warp gate. Craziness. You remember the Brood War days? I don't know if any of you played Brood War. Protoss players. You had to build your units just like us Terran players within your building. Now you get to warp them in instantly, so it's pretty sweet. In the meantime, Sturminator doing some nice queuing around Jack's base, Jack not being able to get to him with his SCV. So actually Sturminator is going to be bailing. He's going to be looking for an expansion or any kind of other silliness. Might be trying to pull him back to keep an extra probe, or put down some pylon somewhere. It'd be nice to see him put down a pylon here or here. This is a very good place for a pylon. Jack in the meantime is scouting out this base. I don't believe he saw Sturminator yet. No, he has not seen Sturminator. A nice hearty WTF from Jack. And Sturminator saying what, not knowing what Jack is talking about. And so Jack will be scouting out this base. Oh, he says, I can't find you. That's so funny. I thought he was thinking one of those things where you're like on Metalopolis and you scout every base and see that the Terran player is actually at the gold. That's probably one of the best feelings in the world. Sarcasm. Anyway, Sturminator doing some nice, almost nice zealot action, holding the zealot there, and Jack does slip in, and Sturminator saying, shh, I lifted. That's so funny. And he will be working on a stalker, so as well as this warp gate, going to be chrono boosting that here shortly. Jack in the meantime is going for a second barracks as well as a bunker in the front of his base, so he will be able to defend any kind of early 4-gate pressure, hopefully. Also getting a factory up. I don't know if he's going to be going tanks this game or if he's just going to be going for a very fast medevac play. In the meantime, some more warp gates going down for Sturminator. He likes to go a 3-gate robo build, so we'll see if he does that in this game against Jack. If he does, a robo will go down shortly somewhere around here, and then he'll gear up to take his expansion. In the meantime, Jack has taken his expansion, or is in the process of taking his expansion, so he will have a little bit of an economic advantage. In fact, if we look at the units tab, oh wow, Sturminator's doing very good on the probes, sticking at 24, while Jack is only at 17 with one mule, and I know the mule makes a big difference, but Sturminator, good job being really solid on producing your probes. Oh, not going to click that and show that you're not producing any right now. In the meantime, he will have warp gate here in a couple of seconds, and so he'll be able to warp units right on the map. Also getting that expansion up. That's why I wasn't building a probe. He was waiting for that extra bit of money so he could put down that nexus. Jack's base will finish way before his, but at this point, all it might do is catch Jack up to Sturminator as far as worker count. So he will be going for the fast medevac play, and I would like to see him have more units, as 4-gate pushers can just straight kill this. Could just straight kill it right now. I've lost a lot to big early pressure by Protoss players. They just kind of put a pylon somewhere around here and then they just warp in and push really hard, and I usually lose. And Sturminator is getting the Robo. I think it's interesting he got the expansion before the Robo. I almost think this is a better choice in this situation because Jack doesn't really have any threats on the way. He will be producing Medivacs soon, so Sturminator will have to watch out for the drops. He's also getting a very early Ghost Academy, but he only has one barracks with a tech lab, so he won't be able to produce that many ghosts. Going for a very high-tech build, Jack is kind of spreading it thin. In fact, if Sturminator attacked right now, I believe it'd do a lot of damage, especially if he warped in 1 or 2 more rounds of Stalkers. Yeah, it'd do a lot of damage considering there's only one Marauder on the field, and by the time Jack is ready to get ghosts, there will only be 2, and he will be producing ghosts out of the 1 barracks. Jack, however, will be moving out with his small little force of Marines and the Marauder, but it won't be able to do much. If Sturm gets some good force fields off, or even if he doesn't, he should be able to hold this with ease. In fact, he's going to be warping in some Stalkers into his main, also getting that Observer up. Very good play by Sturm. He should probably push out right now, just kind of move around the map and kind of get map control, get dominance over the map. In the meantime, Jack is floating his factory Korean style into Sturminator's third. He will see that there is no third there, and he knows that there won't be some ridiculous advantage that Sturminator has, like very fast third base. In the meantime, Sturm putting a pylon here at the gold base, very nice. However, Jack does spot it, so he will be able to take it down. No use trying to save or warp anything in. It's not that big of a loss. And the Observer does get into the base, so he will see the Medivacs coming down. He will see the 2 barracks. And at this point, when you see this, you go, alright, let's do this. And you just push, because that's basically nothing. And so if you can push the middle and pick these units off, you've basically split their army. And so you can kill these guys, and then you can push the front and kill these guys, and that's basically game. However, he will be staying in his base, building more gateways, macroing up as hard as he can. Continuing to produce units, he will be making Immortals out of this. Sturminator is a player who loves to go Immortals, and I like Immortals too. I think they're good. However, he should start gearing up to take his Colossi, get his Robotics Bay, and then get Colossi up. His Colossi are very, very good against Marine-heavy armies, which Jack has a very Marine-heavy army, and no Medivacs. Excuse me, no Vikings on the play. On the field. I keep saying on the play, and I don't know why. Play is just on my mind, I guess. I've been playing a lot of StarCraft lately, and it's been good. Anyway, another Immortal coming out for Sturminator, as well as moving his probes around, scouting around. Might be taking a third somewhere else because he knows this is there, and he doesn't want to give that away. Also working on 2 Forges and a Twilight Council, which is a good decision. He will have a strong upgrade advantage if he gets this. Jack just now working on +1. We'll be getting +2 here in a little bit. And does he have stim? He does not have stim. He has combat shield, he does have combat shield on the way, but he really needs to get stim. So Sturminator should push out. He really needs to push out, as he could do a lot of damage to Jack if he does so. And Sturminator is going to be taking a sneaky little third over here in the left position of Antigua Shipyard. Should be pretty good. I don't think Jack will scout that out anytime soon. However, Jack is getting his third up as well. So both players kind of sticking together as far as the base count. In fact, if we look at the units tab, Sturminator just 10 probes over Jack's SCVs, and with 2 orbital commands he can cast mules 2 at a time. So that does a lot of that gives a lot of an advantage as well. And I like how Jack is keeping the center of the map with the Zelnaga Tower. This is the most important part of Antigua Shipyard, this little center area, because it's really hard to take a fourth base on Antigua Shipyard. And so if you have the center, it makes it a lot easier to scout out your opponent, scout out his bases, pick them off, these sort of things, and prevent your opponent from getting this nice little gold base, which is, you know, everyone wants a gold base. Who doesn't want a gold base? This little Automatron 2000, he wants a gold base. That's why he's chilling over here, wandering around. I also like this pylon placement by Sturminator, keeping kind of the perimeter of his third you know, watching around, making sure he can warp in units anywhere around his third when needed. Even building some gateways to wall it off even further. This is so nice. Sturminator has very good building position. Keeping kind of a little wall at his nat, keeping a wall at his main, keeping a wall at his third. So I like this quite a bit. And now Jack's going to be poking forward. He's going to be doing like kind of a Doom's drop, lifting everything up into his medevacs, moving over Sturm's base. Sturm will be able to see this with the pylon in this nice little gassed off area. And so Jack will be dropping a lot of units into the main, picking off a pylon, as well as another pylon. Might even be able to get 2 more before his army gets in there. And yes, one goes down, kind of an Artosis pylon, effectively shutting down these 3 buildings. However, Sturminator will be able to get in there, trying to cast some force fields. But he is getting EMP'd. This is not good for Sturminator. Needs to get himself in better of a position. Very nice moving forward to get that position he needed. Putting down these little force fields or shields or whatever to protect the rest of his army. He will be able to pick off this drop. Very nice hold by Sturminator. Even in warping in a few zealots to clean up the rest of the army. And at this point, you really should try to pick off some of these medevacs. One of them might go down. It does go down with a large amount of Marines and Marauders inside of it, so Jack is going to be hurting from that. Both players at around the same food. Or if we look at the unit lost, Sturminator has lost just a little bit more than Jack, so Sturminator really needs to focus on getting an army together and pushing and trying to deal some damage, as Jack's base is basically left completely untouched. So Jack really needs, or Sturminator really needs to move out and do something about it. Jack in the meantime putting a very nice sensor tower down, going to be catching all this area here. Basically going to see when any kind of ground army pushes out and attacks. Excuse me for a second, I'm going to drink some water. Jack deciding to take the gold, knowing that he has the center position perfectly secure. And now Sturminator is going to be getting that Colossi up. I'd like to see another pylon. This pylon will be protecting that. So no Artosis pylon here on the Robo facility. And he's also working on getting Thermal Lance as well as +2 armor, +2 attack. So he will have a very strong army. Jack only at +1/+1. However, he is working on +2, and it will be finished before Sturminator's +2 is out. But the Colossi will be out, and that's going to do a lot of damage. Colossi are so good. I cannot tell you how good Colossi are. I'd also like to see some Storm from Sturminators. This nice little ball could get killed with like 3 storms easily. Easily. Sturminator trying to get his third saturated. I'd like to see him take this third as well, as he has a lot of money. Also, since he has this base and all this space, he should build like 5 gateways. I mean, you're at 1,200 minerals. Build like 5 gateways. Just start warping in like crazy. Continue to build Colossi. Might as well get some more tech up. And yeah, I like how he has put down some cannons around his base to make sure there are no more drop plays. This is very cool by Sturminator, utilizing the cannon as best he can. Also not going crazy and just building tons of them. Just kind of putting a few here and there, which will effectively shut down drops. Jack moving out with his medevacs, nothing inside of them, so I don't know what they're doing or where they're going. They will see some probes floating around, and they will be able to pick them off. Not the medevacs, but the army. And Jack has effectively taken the third. Sturminator does see this, and he knows he's gonna know that Jack's at a huge economic advantage. If we look at the income tab, 2,200 to 1,000. So very nice by Jack taking this gold. Sturminator needs to move out. He needs to do something about it, so he is moving his army. One of the Colossi gets out of position. This is not good for Sturminator. His army is a little bit split right now. A lot of medevacs, a lot of Marines, some EMPs most likely going to be going down. And Sturminator's army just falls so quickly. A few more Stalkers as well as a Colossi moving in, but it's just not going to be enough. This Colossi is going to be picked off. And wow, does Concussive Shell not work on Colossi? I guess it doesn't. I never really realized that, but I guess it doesn't work against that, which is massive. Massive units are immune. Ah, cool. Things you learn every day. So Jack did some nice attacks there. Sturminator will be trying to reinforce with some Zealots, as well as continue to build Colossi. Don't see any problems there. There are no Vikings on the map. So I don't know what this Colossi is doing. Don't run away. Good. Good, good, good. Gonna be pulling him back. Working on +3. Very nice. Jack +3 attack coming on the way. Doesn't have +3 armor. And Jack does spot these probes. He knows they're going somewhere. And so Sturminator's like, shoot, I just got scanned, so I'm just gonna send him over here instead of giving away my third base. Built some more gateways there, that's good. So this army will be able to come in and pick off these probes. But things are looking pretty bleak for Sturminator at this time. His army is getting low. He has some sentries. He could get some miracle force fields off, which would be very cool. But I really want to see some High Templar from Sturminator, as well as some more Colossi. He's super good on his upgrades, super good on making sure he's building gateways and warping in units. But High Templar, they are the way to go. But look at these medevacs. So many medevacs. That's just going to keep this Terran army strong. You really have to just storm the heck out of them, and that'll do the damage you need to do. In the meantime, Jack, not really pushing out. He's keeping his macro up, which is very good. Making sure he's taking bases, keeping himself defended, building supply depots. He is at 200. Continuing to build his tech structures, putting reactors on all the things that don't have reactors, just because he's supply capped. Working on those upgrades. Would like to see some shield upgrades, or something here, because he could transition into something, anything else. Building down 3 command centers. This is very cool, very what I think is Empire Cos style. Empire Cos just loves to build tons and tons of command centers, so he can get a lot of mules and just cast them down and start killing off his SCVs, so he doesn't really need to mine with SCVs. But Jack is going to do a huge doom drop here, lifting almost everything up into the medevacs. 2 cannons will be able to hold like 10 medevacs full of units. He will be dropping them in the base. Sturminator, reacting to this, is moving his units forward. One of his Colossi getting caught out of position. He really needs to pull it back, which he is doing. Very nice by Sturminator, getting the rest of his army into his base. And he should cast down some force fields, try to split as much of the army, but a huge EMP goes down on the sentries, and now he's just left with some Colossi and some Stalkers, even EMPing the Colossi further. And now Sturminator is in a lot of trouble as Jack's army is coming in and just wrecking Sturminator's base, picking off as many of the supply depots, or pylons, as he can. Sturminator, as a last-ditch effort, sending in his last Colossi to do as much as he can, trying to pick off some Marines, a few going down, sending in some Zealots, but the Marauders are just doing so much damage. Ghosts as well, and there goes the Colossi just blowing up and crumbling. And now it is looking very, very bad for Sturminator, as the rest of his Colossi have gone down. He does have this base, but at this point you don't want to push the game any further. Oh, and he did build 2 Stargates, trying to get some Void Rays up. Not going to be enough, though, as he is at 48 supply to Jack's 162. Jack really should continue to macro while this attack is happening, and there's the GG by Sturminator. Good game, Jack. You played very well, and Sturminator, you played well as well. Well. Oh, it is bright and early here, doing some casting. And so, yeah, good game, guys. Send me some more. I like watching games between you two. I believe you played another one after this that Sturminator won, so you should definitely send me that so I can check it out. So yeah, good game, guys, and hopefully I will cast more games. If you guys in the community would like to send me some replays, you can send those to CadoinkReplays@gmail.com, and I will cast those for you and put them up on the YouTube channel. So anyway, that's all I got. See you guys later.